Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I want to talk about a story that's tragic, but it got me scratching my head. And hopefully after you see this, maybe you can make sense of this. Out there in Bronx, New York, recently, shout out to the BX, a 10-year-old girl fell out of her apartment building. I guess out the window. 4 floors up, they say. Landed on the ground, and when her family found her, she appeared to be fine. So they brought her in the house, prepared her to eat dinner. Sometime later, this girl complained of heaviness in her chest and breathing, and she wound up dying when they finally took her to the hospital. Now, I'm gonna let y'all see this, and then, I mean, it's upsetting that this happened, and condolences to the family, but I wasn't there, but this whole thing, from a common sense standpoint, is head scratching. Take a look.
Well, now a heartbreaking story out of the Bronx. A 10-year-old girl fell from her apartment building last night. At first, it seemed that the child was okay, but hours later, her condition took a turn for the worse. Her family rushed her to the hospital, but she could not be saved. And now investigators are trying to figure out how this tragedy happened. Eyewitness News reporter Lindsay Tuckman is at the scene in Belmont with the story. Lindsay.
Liz, it really is a horrible story, and the circumstances surrounding what happened are both tragic and unusual. Police are now trying to piece together what led to this young girl from falling from this building behind me here and eventually dying. Neighbors are also wondering if it could have been prevented. Now, according to the NYPD, this happened around 5 p.m. yesterday at this apartment complex on Southern Boulevard and East 182nd Street. They say the 10-year-old girl had just come home from school to her 4th floor apartment, and at some point after interacting with her mother, disappeared. The mother told police her sister went looking for her and found her lying in the courtyard of the building. They went down to check on her, and she was alive and was able to go back upstairs for dinner. It wasn't until around 7:45, though, that officials say she started having trouble breathing, and that's when her family decided to bring her to the hospital, where she eventually died of cardiac arrest. Neighbors say in a building where many children live, they're just shocked and horrified.
It's heartbreaking. This could have been prevented. This could have been prevented, and it's sad. I'm very disappointed.
Scary, because I live here and I'm cool with the kids here. So to hear that, it scares me because I have nieces of my own. So I feel like crying because it's, oh my God, my heart is in my stomach right now.
Now, police at this point still don't know exactly where she fell from, whether it was from her apartment or from the roof of the building. They still don't know why she fell, and the circumstances around that are still being investigated, as to, as well, why the family did not immediately seek medical attention. For now, we're live in Belmont section of the Bronx. Lindsay Tuckman, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Guys, I gotta be honest with you, this sounds like pure neglect to me. It do. I live on the 3rd floor. I look down when I'm on my balcony, and I'm like, yo, if somebody pushed me off of there, I just free fell without being able to brace myself, I would get messed up real bad. Now imagine a 10-year-old falling 4 stories out of an apartment building on the concrete. Regardless if they say they went up there and found her laying on the ground, and she got up and she appeared to be fine, you still got to take them to the hospital. Listen, I remember back in the day when we was younger, if you got a head injury, whether you bumped your head too hard or it looked like you viciously bumped your head, they would run your behind right to the hospital to make sure you didn't have a concussion, a brain bleed, so on and so forth. Nowadays, it's like people don't even think about that no more. I mean, the ground didn't get any softer, especially when you landed on it at 10 years old, not being able to brace your fall. She should have been taken to the hospital immediately and kept awake. This is the part I don't understand. This sounds like pure neglect to me. I mean, I'm just sitting over here and I'm looking, you know, but I'm looking, just thinking about the situation for what it is. Who was at the house when they went and got, I mean, it had to be was it a grown up there or was kids? Oh, you all right, just come on upstairs. I know people don't want to wait in the waiting room and stuff, and just because a child said they fine, they could be in shock. So them saying they fine don't mean nothing. You still got to investigate. A lot of kids, you ever seen kids fall down, get hurt real bad, and you look from the adult standpoint like, I know that hurt, but they jump up and they don't want to look like they're hurt or whatever, even though they be in pain. This could have been something similar to that. They said she had fell and they didn't even know she was out there. So the time she was on the ground, she could have, been past the pain part and then trying to get up. And when they came out there, she seen him, she could have been in shock. Child, that 4 floors, what's that, 40, 50 feet? That is high as can be. And you didn't take her to the hospital. I think they ignored the injuries. I mean, even if they were inside, internally, that's why you take them to the hospital. Who has children and don't leave it up to them to tell you if they're all right or not? This is crazy. I mean, says she went into cardiac arrest. Don't know. Maybe a head injury was a part of that because, I mean, falling at that much velocity, you're going to hit your head. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't, like if you land a certain way, that slam is going to do something to you. It could have been anything. They said her heart stopped. That's upsetting, man. It is. I don't know how you don't check up on your child. I keep saying the same thing, but I mean, that's all I can say in this. How do you not check over your child? Was she not bleeding, falling 50 feet? Surely she hit her mouth, her lips, her ears, something. I think it was pure neglect, guys. I mean, what do you think? In the comment section, let me know what you think. I mean, she had to show obvious signs that she fell 40 or 50 feet out of the air. Besides being dirty from being on the ground. Then, if you listen to what the media said, she fell from the 4th floor, and then at the end, they don't know if she fell from the roof or if she fell from the 4th floor. Why did you say the 4th floor then? I don't know. You know, it's funny when you start doing videos and you start looking at the media and stuff like this, and like you start paying attention to news stories when people talk, they make all kind of mistakes, and it might not be their fault. They have a hard job doing this stuff on the fly, reading the phone, and sometimes going by memory. What do we call? They make mistakes. But I mean, come on, man. Somebody got to get charged for this. And I mean, like I keep saying, neglect, somebody got to get charged for this because it don't make no sense. You took a girl upstairs and tried to feed her after she fell out of the sky. Make it make sense. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. This is tragic. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Says she fell out of the window. So what was she doing? Sitting on the windowsill with the window open? Nobody seeing her sitting there? Looking out the window? I mean, how did she fall out the window? From a flat side building. How did she fall out? She had to be sitting on the ledge or something. Nobody saw that as alarming? If they even seen it at all. Then another thing is this. I went back and I'm thinking about it now. The mother sent the sister down there to check on her after they saw her sprawled out on the ground. The mom didn't get no medical attention. I'm done. Somebody need to go to jail. Thanks for listening.